Okay. Oh, now I can hear me. Oh no, that was recording. That was me. Okay. I'm here with no sound from Nancy as well. Gosh. Uh, I tested it. Let's see if I put it on this one. How's that? Can you hear me now? Any sound now? Now you have sound. Okay. Let me check what's same as system speakers, real tech auto. Okay. I'm not sure. It's working now. Yay. Okay. So I don't understand all of this, but if we have sound, that's a good thing. So uh, this is a good thing. Hello, Doreen, and welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by this evening. Okay, so tonight I promised we would play with something brand new. As a demonstrator, we got to order this and start playing with it a month ago, but it's brand new for customers. So let's just do this and head down here, and I will show you framed florets. So this is the stamp set, and this stamp set will actually be in the new catalog that starts in January. So it is all occasion, something for the new year. So there's birthday and thank you, and then just friends, special day for a special person on a special day. How perfect is that? That works for everything, right? A reminder that you are loved and celebrate, and that can work for lots and lots of things as well. So that is the stamp set that will be in the new catalog, and there are coordinating dies, and these dies are wonderful because look, ovals. We have some ovals again. There's 3 dies that cut ovals. This one actually just cuts the hearts, so you would cut a larger piece of cardstock, and then this just puts a heart oval around it. But then you could use this piece to go inside or the center from this. Lots of things that you can use, but yeah. And then some of these cutout images from the stamps. There's some of the leaves and some of the, I guess that's the leaf stem, and these are the flower pieces and the single flowers, and then just a couple of other stems that just cut on their own. So this is an awesome set coming in January, but available right now. Anybody that wants to order this right now, you can order that. And if that is to your fancy, or if it's not to your fancy, this is also part of the collection, Framed and Festive. So this is all Christmas sentiments, which is fabulous. And these are lovely big sentiments, she says, even though tonight we're going to use a small sentiment, I think. I'm not sure. Haven't decided yet. May switch that up. But in any case, beautiful, beautiful sentiments in this, and just a really fun font. So that stamp set is only available from now through the end of the year and only while supplies last. So if that's something you have to have, you may want to get on that sooner as opposed to later. Also available right now is the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper. And this, I showed some of this the other day, but this is beautiful paper as well. So lots of blue and white and green and blue and polished pink. And that's Balmy Blue and Night of Navy. Here's Balmy Blue with Evening Evergreen. Here is Evening Evergreen and Soft Succulent. And then we have a couple of pages of flowers. There we go. Let's pull these right out. That might be easiest. Oops, we did this one already. Where's the other one we want? This one. This is the different one. So small flowers. So there's small flowers and larger flowers. And there are dies. Some of the dies will coordinate with this piece and die cut those for you if you wish. And then the back, always more subtle patterns and things. But look, Gingham! This is Evening Evergreen. I know it doesn't show all that well on the camera, but this is Evening Evergreen. So lots of fun stuff on the back as well. And we are going to use some of that tonight. So that is the Designer Series paper. This also is available right now but only until the end of the year and only while supplies last. So if you would love to have some of that designer series paper, again, you want to get on that sooner as opposed to later. And then one more thing that is also available right now, and again, only till the end of the year and while supplies last, are these, they are called gold adhesive backed swirls. So if I hold them up really close and hopefully get the camera to focus. Come on, baby. You can do it. Or maybe you cannot. It's not focusing really well, but I think you can kind of see that there are lines on those. They're actually little swirls of lines. Sorry, I don't know why that's not focusing well tonight, but it's not. It's not going to cooperate. but there are swirls. And the wonderful thing about these gems, they look very detailed and intricate and everything, but they are quite flat. They are not as poofed up, shall we say. They're not as thick as some of our gems. I don't think. They certainly don't seem to be. So if I look at these are the brushed metallic dots, although these look fairly flat from this angle too. But these are flatter. Okay, so they're not as thick as these. They are flatter, which is, it's almost here or there as far as the look goes. But the beauty of the gems being thinner or flatter is that you don't have to worry about postage. So you can use these on your cards, even if you use dimensionals and things, and they won't add a lot of height or bulk. So you don't have to worry about having to pay extra postage, which is something we try to avoid. Alrighty, so let's do some crafting with some of those things. I'm going to start with some of the flowered paper that I showed you. You may start with whatever you have cut and prepared, if you have cut and prepared. So we have a standard card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm using balmy blue, if you're wondering what that color is. Then a piece of designer series paper, patterned paper, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. And then a second piece of coordinating designer series paper that is 2 by 5. And I've said it could also be vellum. I've actually used vellum for I cut vellum for the second card that I will make tonight. So I'm using a lot of the same pieces as this one, but I'm going to use vellum instead of this piece, just to show you something a little different. A light color strip of cardstock that has come off of my paper, but it's okay. It's right here for your sentiment. So this is actually, hiding underneath, piece of basic white that is 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. Okay. And so the sentiment piece is actually going to go on to this white piece. And that's why I have used a piece of balmy blue and why I said a light color. You can use basic white or very vanilla if that's your preference. It again, it's crafting. There's no right or wrong, is there? There's just options. And then, of course, the usual, some stamps and inks, adhesive, your bone folder, and embellishments. Alrighty, let's get rid of some of these things, and we will get to crafting. So I have pulled out, and it's probably a little difficult to see, pulled out the big spray of flowers here, and I'm going to use that, and I also pulled out these little double leaves here, and I'm going to use those, which means I am going to have to color my image. So I'm going to get started right away. But you can go ahead and stamp your image or images onto this basic white piece of cardstock. I'm using Blushing Bride to stamp my images because I didn't want the outline of my stamp to really be all that prominent. So I know when I color it, it will fade away a little bit. I'm going to put this just a little bit to the top. I'm so glad I have found. I don't know why that setting changed or changes. It's very odd. I don't really know. Okay, so that's it's only slightly up. And I'm wondering now if I should even put the leaves on. I'm going to put the leaves on here because I'm using two-sided paper tonight. And I could always flip it over because I'm thinking, I'm not sure I want leaves on here. I think they're going to kind of make it, I don't know, too busy or too disjointed or too something. I suppose I could put leaves facing in. That might work. Maybe we'll do that on the next one. But I think since well, I'll turn this over. On. And I think I'm just going to aim for the middle this time. And we'll just go with the flowers for this one. There we go. Okay, close this up for now. And then I'll have stamping blends. And I have pulled out all my reds and pinks. Can you see the end product to be able to? I didn't make one, but I did steal this from an old catalog. So give me a moment, Nance. I'll grab. Yes, that might have been smart. I never thought about that for tonight. Okay, so this is the layout that I am emulating. Sorry, this was I go through catalogs and I mark ones that I think would work well for different things. So we've got a card base, we've got the large designer series paper. I made my second piece of designer series paper a little more narrow because I wanted the flowers on the back to show up a little bit more. And then this is the white piece. It's going to go over the whole card front, and there's your sentiment. Okay, so that is that's sort of where we're headed, using whatever products you are using this evening. Okay, so I am going to pull out my polished pink. Stamping place. Where do you find it? Where's my polished pink? The red's one in there. Black polished pink. There we go. Okay, and there is no blushing bride stamping glaze, so I could fake it with some other color, but we're just going to add. I'm just going to put a little bit of color onto this. Whenever you are using your stamping blends, you just want to make sure you have a piece of scrap paper underneath it. It may or may not, well, it will bleed through your paper. It may not bleed through onto your desk, but better safe than sorry is my mantra on that one. So I'm just making these centers a little larger than standard. And then I'm going to blend them out with the lighter polished pink blend. Okay. I should have had one of these ready as well, so you didn't have to watch me color all of this. But alas, I did not do that either. It was a very busy day. It's been a very busy week. I have been working really hard because I have a couple of, well, I have 3 events in November. The first 3 weekends of November, I have various stamping events going on. So it's a busy time getting ready for them. But so far, I'm making good progress. And I found out today, sadly this afternoon, that as of right now, we will not have synchro practice on Sunday because of the strike. They've revoked our permit for the pool. Hello, Terry. You are just a little late. We haven't done a whole lot. You missed the intro looking at the Fitting Florets collection, but I know you have seen that, so it's all good. I'm just going back over the center of this to blend the middles out a little bit more, just so there's not such an obvious circle there. And that will just blend the color out a little bit. There we go. Okay. And then I have some greens. What do we have? Evening for evergreen and soft succulent are the green colors in this paper. So there's some soft succulent. And there's some soft succulent. I think I'm just going to add a bit of color to some of these leaves, and I'm probably not going to blend these a whole lot. Just a little dab of color in some of these places. I always like how they do just the, the sort of dabby line, but when I do it, I always think it's not enough. And then I go back and then I add more, and then I think, okay, maybe I should just color the whole thing. But I'm trying to not color the whole thing right now. Let's just see. If it doesn't look good, I can always go back and color the rest of it. Okay. So just a few little bits of color, and I'm just going to come in with the tiniest little bit of the dark on these bigger leaves. Okay. And then this will blend it a little bit. So the beauty of these alcohol markers is that the color just blends really nicely when you're coloring. You can use Stampin' Right markers as well. I tend to grab these. Okay, so there's my image. I have pulled out. I got Night of Navy. I brought Night of Navy. So Night of Navy is in this paper, but it's not actually in this piece of paper. But I think I'm going to stamp my sentiment in Night of Navy anyway, just because I'm not sure what Evening Evergreen will do on blue cardstock. It may not look spectacular. So I figured I would just go with the Night of Navy. It will coordinate. It'll just be dark blue. You could also use your Memento Black if you want, because that just goes with everything. Hello, Donna. Welcome. Thanks for joining us this evening. So this is fairly wide, but I think it'll be okay. Mine is my strip is 3/4 of an inch. Your strip can be whatever width you need to accommodate your sentiment. So, and then somewhere we have paper snips. Going to snip this off about there. Make this one about the same. Okay, and then I think I'm just going to give this a banner. Oh, look, that's not really the same, is it? It's a little bit wide. Okay, and just a really small indent for a banner. This one. I think that's almost in the middle, almost the same. That's why I like to use a punch, but I hadn't really planned what I was going to do with this. So I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants tonight. Have you noticed? Not that that's anything incredibly new for me. I have been known to do that before. Okay, who's laughing at me? It's all good. I'm laughing at me. Hey, Joanne, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Well, this is not quite the same angle, so I'm just going to trim that a tiny bit. There we go. I think the ends are different, but we're going to go with it. Okay, so let's put this guy together. So my card base is already scored. I'm just going to fold that in half, and somewhere I have a bone folder here. Give this burnish. Okay. And then let's get it even. The next thing to go on is going to be the large designer series paper. And so the 5 1/4 by 4. Yes, Terry, I agree. Terry loves this designer series paper, and it is really beautiful. There's pretty flowers. There's pieces that are appropriate for Christmas. There's great background designs, large flowers that you can die cut or fussy cut if fussy cutting is your thing. It's not so much my thing, but that's okay. Some people really enjoy it. So this second piece is a little bit shorter and obviously narrower, and I'm going to put it right in about the center. And it's just actually the back of the front. It's the other side, since you can use either side, because it's not really a back or the front. Let's put that down, and then we have this, which is going to go across. I'm going to do this just down from center. The beauty of down from center is that you don't have to worry about it being almost centered, not quite centered. So there you can see how it your Stampin' Blends will bleed through your paper, but they didn't get onto the scrap paper at all. They don't usually, but you just never know. Okay, let's put the dimensionals on the correct side. So you don't have to pop this piece up. I just thought that would look nice to have it raised a little bit. A little bit further, then we don't. Get these backs off. Now, the picture in the catalog, I think, also had some baker's twine on it, and I have not pulled out any baker's twine, but I have it not too far past my reach. So that's a little more, maybe about here. There we go. And then we have Celebrate, and I don't know, maybe up above. So I'm going to put it up, and I'm going to dangle it off. So when you are doing that, what you need to know is if you want this popped, because this is already on dimensionals, you have to have more height here than here. Does that make sense? So as I'm holding this right now, it's lifted from this edge because this piece is already on dimensionals. So I'm going to put one dimensional on this end, but I'm going to double stack the dimensionals on this other end where it's going to hang over the edge. And that way, when I put it down, the whole thing will be even. And we're going to do that just like that. No. Yes, I did get it. Okay, so there we go. Celebrate. And then we are going to bring in these beautiful swirls, and we will put some of these on. So these, they are all the same size. There isn't a lot of our gems, you get 2 different sizes. With these, they are all one size. So you don't have to worry about, one large, too small, or too small, one large, or any of those sorts of things, because they are just all the same size. And there we go. Quick and easy, but look at those pretty colors. Like it's bright and it's happy and it makes you smile, don't you think? Makes me smile. So there's that card. And as I said, I have cut all the same pieces, but vellum instead. So I thought we would try that. So sorry, again, I did not color this in advance. I should do that. Should have done that, but I didn't. So we're going to stamp this guy again. And I'm going to put him towards the middle. Or I could, maybe I could put him closer to the top and then we could do the celebrate straight on this one. Just to be different. Right? I'm going to put this up higher this time. Hopefully that's not too high. I'm looking at a funny angle. No, it's okay. Came out well, so that will work. Overlap my this polished pink looks very. It looks like highlighter pink when you first color it. It changes somewhat as it dries and becomes a little bit less fluorescent, sort of thing, less highlight. But I'm just going to put a little bit of dark into here. I'm doing this one a little bit differently. I'm kind of putting lines out from the center this time rather than a larger circle. But I'm still going to go back with the light and go over it again just to blend it out so that it's sort of subtle color change as opposed to a dark pink blob followed by a light pink blob. Now it's just darker centers on the flowers, which I suppose is perhaps a little more realistic. Not that things necessarily need to be completely realistic when you're crafting. They can be your own artistic interpretation. Okay. There we go. And add a little bit of the evening evergreen on these larger leaves again. Fill them in a little bit more with the soft succulent. Fill the leaves a little bit more this time. These little guys are kind of tough though. I could use the skinny end, but that requires more patience. And I'm trying to not take up a whole lot of time having you watch me color because you've probably seen enough to get the idea of what I'm doing here. You don't really need to watch this, but have to get the card done. There's only a tiny bit of coloring that I planned for the second or the third card, second variety of card. And I was sort of thinking I would plan the other one to be landscape because I usually try and do a portrait and a landscape. And I'm thinking, I don't think I got my paper to do that. So we'll have to see. Not sure I can do the other one landscape. We might have 3 portrait cards tonight, but okay, so same designer series paper. The only thing I changed out on this was the vellum. Get this onto here. Oh, it's not straight. Don't let it stick down. Fix it. There we go. That's better. Now, vellum. When you adhere vellum, you can often see your adhesive. So what we want to do is kind of plan where we are going to put everything on this card, and then I will put the vellum or put the adhesive behind I'll put it on the vellum where it's going to get covered up. That was a lot more difficult than it needed to be. So I'm just going to put a couple strips of adhesive here and put it down. And vellum is funny. Sometimes I think you can see it, other times you don't notice it. And this being the flowers, actually, yeah, you can't really see it. So we're good. So it doesn't change it a whole lot. It's just a really subtle change. Not sure. I thought it looked like a bigger difference when I was holding it up and checking it out to see whether I wanted to do it. But oh well, it will just be a little softness that gets added there. I probably should have had my flowers down just a smidge because this is a fairly wide border. I wonder if I should take a bit off. It would have been wise to do that before, wouldn't it? Before I put all the dimensionals on. Okay, we'll just skip that step, I think. Go. And where did my celebrate go? Night of Navy. Here we go. Terry, you always like using vellum. You know what? It's something, whenever I use it, I really like it. But I forget. I forget that I have it. I forget to use it. And it's like, I should really remember to use this more often. The online class that I did on Wednesday, one of the card bases was vellum, which was really super interesting. I got a swap at Backstage that was made with vellum as the card base, and I thought it was very, very cool. So I wanted to do that. So that's what was in that class. But not something I think to do. I forget to use it. I need to put it out or something, I think, so I see it more often and remember that, hey, you've got vellum in there. You should use that. It tells me that I don't have this quite centered, but we are forging ahead. No, I didn't have that quite centered, but okay, we'll just snip that a little bit deeper. Continue this one. See, again, this is why using a punch works. But there we go. That's much better. So this obviously is not, I didn't have my ends the same length, but we'll continue here because then I can just trim it off after. And this one also is not, well, it's not too bad. Not too far off the center. So I'm just going to go in a little bit further. And come down just a bit more. Oh, no, I just need to trim this off a little bit, don't I? Good enough. Handmade card. Okay. You know what? I have to put some adhesive under here. It's kind of warped a little bit, but since you couldn't see it, I'm just going to put some Stamp and Seal, hopefully, on here. Okay, this is perhaps easier said than done. I'm just going to put a little bit down at the bottom. Did it not? It didn't go. Oh, I did the wrong side. There, that's better. And you won't see it. So I think we're good. Okay, back to our previously scheduled sentiment. I was thinking I would drop this off the edge, but then I have a big gap. So I think this maybe needs to be up on here. And I think I like it with just a little bit of white in the middle or off to the edge. Off to the edge would be better. I should get used to the white space, right? Sometimes I struggle with white space. I see cards that other people have made where there's lots of white space, and I think they look so nice. They have an elegance to them and stuff. And then I have white space, and to me it looks like I forgot to do something. Got to add a part, something, but okay. Oop, that's not quite straight. There we go. Hope that's better. No, no, it's not quite straight the other way. Could be my eyes too, couldn't it? Okay, there we go. And then we'll add some of these guys. See, here's how I cope with white space. Let's just throw some gems in there. And then it's all okay. Oh, except one of these. Yes, I was going to say one of these. I don't think it's stuck because the little sticky glue dot is still on the plastic. Oh, and now I've flipped it. Oh, we have flying glue dots. There we go. There. Okay, so there's card number 2. So same card-ish, but vellum and designer series paper. So it's just see that it just changes the look a tiny bit. For the third card, I thought I would do as a Christmas card. So this paper, I don't know whether these are mistletoe leaves. These look like mistletoe berries. And I believe mistletoe berries are white, except in my world, when I want it to be sort of noticeably Christmas, then we color them red. So I'm going to just color these red right now, and they'll just be Christmas berries on a Christmas sprig of leafery. If anybody knows what this is, do share. I'm not sure, but it has a Christmas sort of look to it. And I think especially if you make these berries red, it becomes very Christmas looking. I don't know what it really is, but it's now going to be, as I said, it's Christmas leafery. I think that's a word. How are we doing for time here? Oh, we got loads of time. So let's see, what else did I need to share? How about the weather? Well, we're Canadian. We always talk about the weather, don't we? But oh my goodness, it has been so lovely. MSH and I have been going out for bike rides in the afternoon. Try and get out every day while the weather is so lovely, because sadly it won't last. But it's just been gorgeous. So today we actually did a bunch of errands. I got my flu shot today. So we went over and I did that. And then we had to go to the liquor store because I had to pick up a birthday present, a couple birthday presents. And then we went and did some grocery shopping, all on our bikes. So we got out, we got some exercise, we enjoyed the beautiful weather. We didn't use any gas, so we didn't put any exhaust into the environment, and we didn't spend any money on expensive gas. And it was a beautiful day for a bike ride. So it was perfect. Okay, so that is going to go on there. And then I have this piece and then this piece. And I did pull out this for a sentiment, but where did my Christmas stamps go? Come out wherever you are. Oh, here we go. So there aren't any images in this Christmas set, obviously. So I was thinking that perhaps, although I could just do something like I could put fa la 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 all over the back or Noel, and then I could use my Merry Christmas that I got out in front. What do you think? Should we give it a try? What I don't know And if it doesn't work, I guess I'll be turning the paper over. What I don't know is how this will work out as far as spacing, because I did not try it. So we could do a couple. They could be random too, right? So what do we think? Maybe soft succulent. Just keep it light, just in case it's not exactly what we want. I should stick this on this paper because then it can go right over the edge with it. I suppose. So I'll do two. Now here's the other thing, right? Oh, how many rows? Maybe just two. What do we think? And stick my Merry Christmas right in the middle. Oh, then you can't see anything. That doesn't really work, does it? I guess I could do it on an angle. It really covers it up a lot, though. Maybe Noel? Would Noel be better? It's a little smaller. I could get more in. I'll turn it over. I'll give it a go, and then I'll panic because I didn't cut any other cardstock. No need to panic just yet. Maybe I will start up high. We can get 3 rows in. Almost 3 rows. Yeah, we'll get the whole 3 rows. It'll be kind of like designer series paper, where you just cut it so you don't always have whole pattern. Right? I think that's better than just that though. I do like those falalas. I'm gonna have to use them on something. But I think for this card, I think the Noel will work better. I haven't been cleaning stamps as we go tonight. I hope I don't pay a big price for that later. Okay, I did bring my cutter because I wasn't sure what I was going to use for a sentiment, but I think it's 3/4 of an inch, same as the Bonnie Blue was. There we go. And I think we'll do the Merry Christmas in Evening Evergreen, just so it's nice and dark on a soft succulent cardstock. Hopefully this might have shadows, just saying, because I was a little heavy-handed going in the ink. But it does not. We're okay. And this one, I am not going to do the banner ends. I am just going to do these nice, easy angle ends. That works too. Okay, let's put this puppy together. Look at that. You know what? And this is, it reminds me, there was, when you get some of our black and white designer series paper and you color the pattern on the one side, or even if we had colored in these leaves on this side, and then you flip it over and you have the color coming through on the back, sometimes that is just an absolutely gorgeous pattern. It doesn't fit with, you know, like it's not colored within any lines or anything, but it just looks really cool. And I remember when I first discovered that, I made a card backwards one time because I flipped it over to put the adhesive on, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't cover that up. That is so cool. That looks awesome. So, an interesting way to get different patterns with your coloring. Okay, this down on here. covering up a lot of my berries. I'll hide my falalas. Yep. So I'm doing a Stampa stack on Saturday in Unionville, which means I need to pack up stuff and take it. So I have my fingers crossed that I don't forget anything, which has happened in the past. And have friends in the city that are stocked with Stampin' supplies, and we were able to pull it off the last time I made a big mess of forgetting things. So, but hopefully not required this time. I've been making a list of things that I need to take, so hopefully it works. Okay, now what do we think? Think on it to keep it interesting. Yes. No. Maybe. I think so. Sticking it down. And okay, so this paper I thought was crooked, but I don't think it is. It's optical illusions. Maybe it's my stamping is crooked. That certainly could be the case. There we go. Alrighty. So there are the cards. Same layout. 3 different patterns. A couple different options for you as far as placement and how to do your banners and all that sort of stuff. Let me just come back here and join you. There we go. I'm back. So those are the cards for tonight. I hope you like them. I hope you gave it a try. Nancy, you are so fast with your photos. I will try and get these posted. It was a busy day. I haven't taken photos of them yet, obviously, because I just made them. I'll have to get some photos done, and but I will post them. And then if you want to share your cards, you can add them in the comments. We'd love to see what everybody has crafted. Love to have you share. Love to have you inspire us. And if you weren't able to craft along with me tonight, and you want to go back and watch this again and see what I did or how I did or anything along those lines, I will put the video up onto YouTube. And now I know it has sound, so that's good. So I'll put it up onto YouTube. If you watch it on YouTube, or even if you don't watch it on YouTube, maybe just hop on over to YouTube. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would love to have you do that. And that way you'll have access to all of my videos if you want to go back and check on how I did anything that I've done in previous videos or events or whatever. Anyway, that is everything for tonight. Thank you so much for coming by. Loved hanging out with everyone. This has been great. I hope you have an awesome evening. We're coming up to the weekend. It's going to be gorgeous. So have an amazing weekend, and we will see you all again really soon. Bye for now, everyone.